Woo! Woo woo! Oh, the song's over. Yep. Hey there, everybody. How's it going out there? This is Rebel Rock Radio, and this is episode number 195. Only five away from 200. How about that, man? We got to figure out if we're going to do something special for our 500 or for our for our 200.
I'm digging the mic, man. The new mic.
That's not new. I've got it closer to me. So as of now, how we've got things scheduled, we will hit 200 on, doing some math here, February 4th. Interesting. Nice. So when is Skeleton Crew over with? January 14th is the last episode. So
we're going to have to invent new and interesting.
So we're going to have to come up with something anyway. Yeah, that's kind of my birthday episode too. My birthday is February 2nd.
Mine's January 31st.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. We'll have a birthday episode for our 200. So how's it going, folks? Once again, this is Rebel Rock Radio. I am Steve, and with me is JD.
Yo!
And this is what
I'm here.
Yep, this is episode 195, and tonight we are going to be covering episode 3 of Skeleton Crew, just in time for you folks to watch episode 4.
We're like a recap pod, a live show.
Yeah.
We recap everything, give you our thoughts on it, so you can jump right into the next episode and you're ready to rock and roll.
Ready to go, yep. What else? We've got some news. We actually got a lot of news to cover tonight. It was a heavy news week. Surprisingly. We will have, what's that?
I said, especially since it's been kind of dry before that. So, like, heavy news last week, heavy news this week, so which is cool.
And we will have show and tell. I don't have anything, but I'm pretty sure JD has something to show you. He's going to show off his thingy.
I can show people my thingy. I'm pretty proud of my thingy.
All right, who we got in the chat so far? We have got Matthew. Haven't seen him in a while. Welcome back. We have Taco Cat. How's it going? Welcome back to the show.
Taco
good. We have Steve Spawn.
Steve.
How's it going?
Or Steve number 2, if you prefer.
And we have Ubaldo. How's it going there? Ubaldo. So Matthew says tonight is the 9th anniversary of Force Awakens release, and the night I almost got banned from the theater for saying a fury of F-bomb.
During the killing incident. Matthew has some unrealized trauma in his life about the unfortunate incident that happened between Kylo Ren and Han Solo, his favorite and his childhood favorite character from the Star Wars series. And it's poor Matthew is still dealing with that issue. I've tried on several occasions.
A therapist.
I've tried to help him resolve those issues throughout the time that I've known Matthew, and thus far I am unsuccessful. So, Matthew, I'll keep trying, buddy. But I mean, Yeah, I'll keep trying, but not maybe without success. Cuts too deep, he says. Sorry, buddy.
Cuts too deep. That's some trauma going on.
That's some
Unresolved
trauma.
trauma.
That's unresolved trauma right there.
All right. Well, what have you been up to this week?
Man, been a busy week. Let's see. Little Twilight of Vakanta on Thursday, new episode.
That is right. It was a
Yeah,
combat heavy episode too.
that was a combat heavy episode. And if you haven't got a chance to watch it to our Patreons, please do. If you're not a Patreon, please subscribe so you can see our episodes. It was very action-packed episode this time. We had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of
Got
wow moments.
real.
It got real. It 100% got real. Let's see. Friday night. I got to go to the PBR live for the first
The
time in a
who?
long time.
The
The
Pabst Blue
PBR,
Ribbon?
Professional Bull Riders.
Oh.
hmm We had the PBR here in Kansas and in Wichita for the first time in a long time. It was a very special event for them. So me and my girlfriend, with her niece and one of her friends, got to go to the professional rodeo downtown. I don't know how many more of those I'm going to make because the people who run the parking lots down there saw fit to keep jacking up prices on just to park your vehicle. It's like $30 just to park a vehicle downtown now. So I don't know that we'll be going to do that very much anymore. But it was a very good time. We had a lot of fun. Matthew, I am not a bullfighter. I used to be a bull rider, if you can believe that. Yeah, I had pictures. I have receipts. I promise, I have receipts. I didn't say I made a lot of money. I just said I did it. That's it. Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah,
so
never been to one of those. Never really yeah, never really got into that sort of thing, but
yeah,
cool.
it was like I said. I used to do it a long time ago when I was a lot younger, a lot skinnier, a lot more foolish. When my knees didn't hurt so bad and I didn't have back pain. So yeah. And my girlfriend expressed to me during the rodeo while we were watching the bull riders that I was under no circumstances allowed to don my gear and either go out and ride with them or to pick it back up again. I don't understand why. I mean, I think it's kind of almost a toxic relationship kind of thing that she won't allow me to do that. But hey, I don't know. I don't get it. But whatever. But yeah, so and Saturday was company Christmas parties, which was a lot of fun. And Sunday, thankfully, I got to sit and relax because I had to get up at 3:45 in the morning after being out all night, hanging out with everybody from work for the Christmas party. Then I had to get up at 3:45 to help change out a bad transformer in the cold in the dark. Never fun. And yeah, the rest of the day I just played lazy. And let's see what else. Yeah. So yeah, it was an eventful week. I was busy all week, to be honest with you.
Nice.
My daughter is I had to spend as much time as I could last week with my daughter because her and her boyfriend and her best friend and her husband are on a cruise down in the Gulf of Mexico, down to Cozumel and a few other places. So yeah, she is off doing that this weekend, all through the week, which is awesome. And let's see. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on for me. How about you, Steve?
Let's see. Well, had Twilight of Content
hmm
ran that one,
hmm
and yeah, like we said, that one got real fast, real fast,
It got real ugly real fast.
real ugly, real fast. Yeah. Um, and that was all by design. um, and then let's see what else. What else did I do last week? I did go to the theater on Friday.
Nice.
Um, my youngest and I went to go see Craven.
Ooh, how was that?
Um, it wasn't as horrible as the critics made it out to be,
Hmm.
which I never pay attention to critics anyway. But
Yeah.
I didn't really have a big desire to see this movie because um, most of the Sony stuff, outside of Venom, most of the Sony stuff has just been crap.
Hmm.
I'm looking at you, Morbius, and I'm looking at you, Madam Web. Um, so I was just like, I have no desire to see this thing. But
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Friday came around, I'm like, I don't feel like sticking in the house. I felt like I don't know. I felt there's something I wanted to do. I don't know. I felt like doing something. So I looked at the theater listings. I'm like, I'll just go watch it. So I think part of it is Joy. How's it going, Joy?
Hey, Joy.
Joy, if you don't know, was the artist that came up with our little
Our
rock
rock
figures,
people. Our rock people.
our rebel rock figures. But yeah, I think what I was saying is because my expectations were, I could say low, but yeah, I had very, very low expectations of this movie. So I think that made it not as bad. It wasn't great. It's not something I'm going to go see in the theater again. Um, but it was fine. I mean, it was better than Morbius. It was better than Madam Web. But that is a very low bar. Very low bar. Uh, so I mean, yeah, if you want to go see it, go see it. It's not the worst thing that Hollywood has put out. Um, but yeah, I did that Friday. What else? Saturday didn't really do much of anything. I read comic books, watched TV. I haven't played any video games this week either, so that's kind of weird.
I did. I got a
Um,
pretty good play. Actually, got a pretty good play session in with my dad. Sunday.
oh, Joy missed the conversation. Joy, you came in right after I started talking about it. I was saying that my youngest child and I went to go see Craven. Craven the Hunter, I think, is the actual full title. But yeah. Yeah, what we're saying, Jetty?
I got a pretty good play session in with my dad on Sunday too. Yeah, we played a couple games and yeah, so yeah. So I did get some video game playing this weekend, which is good.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I did. We did well, that was I was gonna say, did we do an episode of Kryptonian Chronicle? We did our first episode of Kryptonian Chronicles.
We did our first episode. We haven't done our other one yet. For those of you who
Now,
don't know,
speaking of Kryptonian Chronicles, that one, hey Smirking Bear, how's it going, man?
hey, Marky Bear.
Um, in regards to Kryptonian Chronicles, the first episode is up on the YouTube channel now. There's the link. But if you have the link to the YouTube channel, you'll see it on there anywhere. Anyway, and it appears that several people already know that it is there because it's got quite a few views. It's got some views on it. So
Which
yeah,
is
did
awesome.
that.
If you're part of our Patreons, so Steve hasn't mentioned this yet, but you're part of our Patreons, you get early access to those episodes. And then when we shoot them on over to YouTube, then everybody gets to see them, but our Patreons will get to see them first.
That is right. So we kept that on for about a week for the patrons, and then shot it up on the YouTube channel. And it's been on the YouTube channel for since yesterday. I'm hearing a cat.
I am too.
Hang on. So yeah, Joy, to answer your question, it wasn't horrible. It was not great, but it wasn't horrible. Tina, how's it going?
Hey, Tina.
How you doing there, Tina? Hold that thought. Let me figure out where this cat is at. Might be in the garage.
I was gonna say, I'm hoping it wasn't my meowing because I thought I heard meowing too, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Who wants in? Are you not in? Nope.
If you got a chance in the chat, if you got a chance to see our episode of the Kryptonian Chronicles regarding Superman in our inaugural it's our inaugural episode for Superman discussion and things like that, and just our initial thoughts on it. If you guys have seen it or get it, if you haven't got a chance to see it, go see it. If you have seen it, throw it down in the chat. Let us know what you think, and if you want more of that kind of thing, and if you would like something specific to talk about when it comes to that, we don't mind some suggestions and things like that. In fact, our next episode that we need to film as soon as I finish the book itself is it's Absolute Superman.
Yes, Absolute Superman.
Absolute Superman Volume 1, the graphic novel. I've got it downloaded.
Well, it's just a single issue. It's not a graphic novel. It's just a single issue comic.
Okay. Well, yeah. So then, yeah. So I'm currently in the process of reading it, and then we're going to do another episode on that. And like we said, Patreons get to see it early, and then it'll get shot over to YouTube for you folks to watch later. So, yeah,
you're going to have some more homework for Superman too. So,
I'm sure I will.
Don't worry. Let's see what do we got here in the chat. Tina says, "I did not watch the latest episode of Skeleton Crew." Don't worry, Tina. Neither did I. I'm joking.
I'm going to be the only one talking tonight then. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it up to you.
I hope you guys don't mind listening to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it was coming from. I know it was coming from inside my house, but
yeah. I hope you people don't like listening to me talk all the time, because if that's the case, Steve's just going to be like staring at me, just nodding his head. Yep.
Joy has not seen any of it yet. So just a warning, Joy, this is not a spoiler-free show.
Yeah.
So
you've had plenty of time to watch these 3 episodes, so spoilers will be discussed. And don't say we didn't warn you.
Well, Joy, what I think is that the cat was crying at my office door, and then when it discovered that I was not coming to get it, it ran away.
Mm.
Yeah, Bear. And JD thought he was done with homework after university. That's the kind of homework I'm given.
Yeah. After high school, college, military,
yeah, really.
4 years of an apprenticeship. Yeah, I can go on and on. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Other than going to watch the movie and doing the Star Wars RPG, and Blue and I did record a new episode of the Bat
Cave.
Yeah. We did an episode,
Matthew,
about Absolute Batman #1.
Nice.
Now that one is still, I'm pretty sure that one is still on the Patreon. So if you aren't a patron, you will not be able to see that one until it goes to YouTube. Which probably won't be. It'll probably be another couple days before that one hits on the YouTube channel. But yeah. Other than that, looking for a job. Perpetually
looking for a job.
Yeah. So that was our week. Now it's time to talk some news. Let's talk some news. Did I finally change the? I think we just went with Rebel Rock News, didn't we?
Hey, that works for now.
That works for me. Unless we come up with something better.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. It is time for Rebel Rock News, and as I said, it's a news heavy week. We got lots of news. I think the biggest news of the week really is that we got some news about the Superman teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
There was some news coming out over the week that was rumors it's going to hit next week, and da 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 da, and then finally we got confirmation. The Superman trailer, and it is a teaser trailer as far as I know, is going to debut this Thursday. We do not, as of yet, have a specific time, but we are getting it on Thursday. Superman, if you aren't aware, is the first live action entry in James Gunn's new DCU. So the movie will have Superman, Lois Lane, of course, Jimmy Olsen, Perry White, Lex Luthor, but will also include Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, Metamorpho, Guy Gardner, and the most important character in the movie, Crypto the dog. There are also some rumors that we might get an appearance from the new Supergirl. And I'm thinking probably to help set up her own movie, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. As of now, almost all of the filming is done. I think they're doing some extra shots. But Superman will hit theaters on July 11th, 2025. And I am very excited. No, Joy, that'll probably come in the Batman movie. Whenever the Batman movie comes out, maybe we'll get Ace the Bat Hound. I'm kind of hoping that we get Bat Cow.
Bat Cow.
I'm hoping we get Bat Cow.
Bat
Cow. All right. So that was that news there. Let me get that off my shelf. Where's the other one I had? Okay. Next piece of news. There has been an announcement that there's going to be a spinoff to the Amazon Prime animated series Invincible. So if you haven't watched Invincible, it is based on the comic book Invincible, comes out on Amazon Prime. But they have announced there is going to be a spinoff comic book series. It's a comic book, not a TV show. Okay, so there's going to be a spinoff to the Invincible comic book called Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1, and that will hit shelves on April 2025. And if you are interested, the third season of the Invincible animated series is scheduled to debut on February 3rd. So that's interesting stuff. So yeah, Invincible has been a pretty popular. It was a really popular comic book, also a very popular animated series, and but yeah, the comic book is getting a spinoff, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
Let's see what else we've got. We've got some MCU related news here. And that is that Black Panther 3 is officially in development. And this comes from Collider. So it's probably pretty real. It was confirmed. It was confirmed by Kevin Feige. So, so we've got third edition of the Black Panther coming out. I'm looking through the article. I'm not seeing any shooting dates. When are we going to start shooting? There are still rumors that we might get Denzel Washington in this movie. Because Ryan Coogler, the director and writer, is has been reported as saying he's trying to write a part for him. Here we go. No release date for Black Panther 3, um, and does not mention any that has any filming has started. But it is, according to Kevin Feige, officially in development. I liked both Black Panther movies. What about you?
Yeah, I did. They had such a task with the second one.
Yeah,
They nailed it pretty good with the second one. Now the first one obviously is my favorite. The second one was still good. It was okay. It was good. But the first one's still my favorite. I still love that. And when Chadwick Boseman passed,
no,
that
no
was
bear. There's no story confirmed yet.
hmm. When Chadwick Boseman passed, that was such a sad thing because man, he
Yeah,
was such a great actor and loved him in the role, loved him in all the corresponding Marvel movies and everything that he brought to it with the Black Panther and everything. He did such a great job. And Shuri picked up the mantle, and I think the story that they wrote was good with what they had to deal with and everything that was going on. I think they did very well. I'm actually to be honest with you, I'm kind of excited to see M'Baka if he takes over as tribal leader and he takes over as the Black Panther and him and Shuri fight together. I think that would be, if they stand together, that would be awesome. Because even though the history with M'Baka and his tribe, I still think it's great that they bring that other tribe into the fold, and I think it's great that they're accepting him as the new leader and the new, from what I saw of it, if I remember correctly, the new Black Panther, the leader and the new Black Panther. And so I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. And yeah, it'll be neat to see what comes
I,
of Wakanda as far as the MCU moving forward.
I I kind of, even though he's not necessarily a comic book accurate representation, I did like their iteration of Namor
Yeah.
in Wakanda Forever. I thought that was pretty good.
Hmm. And it'd be cool to see it. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. Maybe you know more about the comic side. You'll know more about the comic side of it is because I know who Namor is, but I don't know a lot of his history. Doesn't he eventually like become a good guy? And
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
he's not necessarily a bad guy. Um, but uh, but yeah, he basically. I mean, he's been in the Avengers in the comic books. He has fought alongside the Avengers. He's fought alongside the X-Men because technically he is a mutant.
Hmm.
Um,
Which
and
is
they kind of touch on that in Wakanda Forever as well, that he's actually a mutant.
Yeah, that's
Um,
the first time. In fact, they were talking about it when it came out. It was the first time that the word mutant had actually been used in the MCU so far.
Tina,
Those shorts.
those shorts.
Those shorts.
No. Oh
Oh
boy.
goodness. Tina, Tina, Tina.
Yeah, Bear. That's kind of what I liked about him. They didn't make him. They didn't make him an Atlantean. Like basically, they didn't make him an Aquaman uh ripoff. And kind of gave him a different origin. So I actually really liked that about him.
Hmm.
Yeah, Steve, I can I can agree with that. He's more an anti-hero than hero. But he has sided with superhero teams. So
Hmm.
yeah. But I mean, then again, a lot of anti-heroes have um
Yeah.
joy.
Some of my favorite
He
comic book.
definitely didn't skip leg day. Okay.
Yeah. I
Um
mean, I actually like the anti-hero storylines a lot better than I
yeah,
do some of the hero storylines. I mean, like Venom, Spawn, or just some of the ones that I can
Deadpool.
name right off. Deadpool. There's some of the ones I can name right off the top of my head that I'm like, or even I think even like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider in
Yeah.
some ways can be called an anti-hero, and those are some of the cooler ones because they just what did she say? Those legs aren't six. Oh God. Ah, wow.
Oh man,
Yeah, even
you
yeah,
never
Joy, even
disappoint, Tina.
yeah, Joy, even Loki, because he started out as a bad guy, but he ended up playing a pivotal role in a hero in the multiverse. You know, like literally, he saves the multiverse and becomes the center of the multiverse. So, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah,
It'd be interesting to see what they do. Well, yeah, just to get off on a little bit of a side note, but it'll be interesting to see if he actually plays the role or if they're just going to leave him there and that's it.
yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I am looking forward to a star Black Panther 3. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
has
Getting
to
out of
be.
this. Jesus Christ. They're done. God.
Oh boy.
Uh,
All right, now we've got some
woo.
we've got some Star Trek news.
Oh, hey, we don't want to talk about Trek hardly at all.
That's right.
And I'm not buying. I'm going to tell you people right now. I'm a huge Star Wars lover, but the Trek, I can get down with the Trek.
I like Trek.
I like the Trek.
So a week or two ago, we had a news a Roborock news segment about Section 31, and there's a new streaming only movie coming out called Section 31.
Mm.
And this is an update. There is now an official trailer for Star Trek Section 31.
Hmm.
So it does star Michelle Yeoh, who is reprising her role of Emperor Philippa from Star Trek Discovery. And she is going to join the secret division of Starfleet. I've watched the trailer, and to be honest, if I wasn't already interested in seeing Section 31, because I already am, it wouldn't have made me any more interested in seeing it. It's a fine trailer, not really that exciting, but I already want to see it, so
Mm-mm.
yeah. Um, Actually, another piece of Star Trek news that I actually didn't even put on our sheet is that WWE wrestler Becky Lynch has been cast in the Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I think it's a TV show. I haven't seen a whole lot of news about this. I know it's a TV show. Yeah, it's a TV show. It's going to be on Paramount Plus, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and it is um it is starring Holly Hunter as the Chancellor of Starfleet Academy. But the big news this week has been that Becky Lynch is being cast as a Starfleet crew member.
Hmm.
So that'll be interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, Tina's talking about Captain Kirk and his
Oh God.
proclivities for aliens.
And his fascination with aliens.
Yeah, yeah. I think Joy kind of has the same mindset as me. It's. I'm gonna watch it because I like Star Trek and I like the idea of Section 31. But the trailer was kind of meh.
Mm.
Yeah. What else? Oh,
Matthew,
um,
Matthew.
what did he say? What do we got here? Uh, dropping a captain's. Oh, good God. Oh boy, you guys. All
Gotta
right.
love the people in the chat.
So more television. Wait a minute. Is that television or is this a movie? I think this is. I'm pretty sure this is a TV show. Another DC. Man, I should have done all the DC stuff together. That was dumb. The TV show. I think it's TV show. I'm pretty sure it's TV show. Lanterns has finally begun development. Or begun production, rather. It's already been developed, but it's finally going to begin production in February. So it is being reported that Lanterns will kick off production on February 10th. And James Gunn recently told IGN, he's just talking about the order of the DCU. Obviously, Superman is in there. He is saying Supergirl is scheduled to hit theaters on June 26, 2026. Well, maybe it is a movie. I don't know. Anybody else know this? I thought it was supposed to be a TV show, but maybe it's a movie. But we do
Could
have
be.
5. Oh, go ahead.
I said could be. I said if they don't say specifically, then it might be. It could be either one. So I guess
it's looking like it's a movie.
that'd be cool.
And we
are they gonna let Ryan Reynolds direct or write it and direct it?
Oh God, no. So he is saying, James Gunn is saying that it is likely that we're going to have an early 2026 release date for this. And yeah, it does sound like it's going to be, it is a TV series. Finally found that. Okay. So Lanterns has cast 5 key roles. They have cast Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Sheriff Carey, William Macon, and Zoe. Okay, some of those I actually don't know who they are. But the official tagline of the log line of the series is the series follows new recruit Jon Stewart and Lantern legend Hal Jordan, 2 intergalactic cops drawn into a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. So it is a series, and Hal Jordan has been Green Lantern for a while. And Jon Stewart is, it sounds like it's going to be, he's going to be kind of a protege. So we're getting kind of a buddy cop Lanterns TV show, which I'm down for it. Works for me. Heck yeah.
In the Heartland too, our neck of the woods.
Maybe. What's that now?
I said in the Heartland. It'd be our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm trying to find some pictures of these guys that they are
casting.
Okay, so here is a picture of the individual that we have cast as Hal Jordan. So I'm trying to share it here. Kyle Chandler. I've seen this guy before.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I could kind of see him as Hal Jordan. I just don't know. I'd have to, okay, he was in Friday Night Lights. Okay, yeah, okay, I remember. Oh, he was in King of Monsters. I know who that is. Yeah, he'll make a good Hal Jordan. I think that's, if they're going with a much older Hal Jordan, I think that's going to be a good path to take it. Now here is a picture of the guy they are Casting is Jon Stewart. I don't have any idea who this guy is. Aaron Pierre. You look familiar to you at all?
Can you zoom in a little bit? Can't quite see his face.
Let's see. Is that working?
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's as much as I can get in there.
Let's see.
So let's see. I'm trying to look through here and see if he's Jon Stewart. Starred in Rebel Ridge, never heard of it. He was in the Krypton series, which I did watch some of that. Yeah, so okay, there's why he doesn't look familiar. He hasn't really been in
He
much.
hasn't really, hadn't been in a whole lot.
So yeah, going with an unknown's probably not a bad
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
So yeah, it's a TV show. Joy says sounds like it could be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like Green Lantern. Tina says she is in because the guy playing him looks like a silver fox. Oh, welcome to the show, Jeff Sturm, Trek Yards, Lieutenant Commander. I'm assuming you are a Trek fan.
Welcome, sir.
Good to have new folks in here. We did do a Star Trek episode. I don't know if you were with us at the time, JD. I think that was pre-JD.
Actually, you and I don't think you and I have ever discussed anything Trek wise in at length.
Well, we did a Trek episode for a patron. Let me see if I can find when that was. You know, if Spencer was in the chat, he would probably be able to tell us when this was at.
Because
I
don't think I've ever done one with you.
Well, no, it was definitely pre JD.
Pre JD.
Well, you know. Come on, where was it at? Are you kidding me? You know what? I bet I didn't call it. I bet I did not call it Star Trek episode. I bet I had some goofy name for it. Let's see. Is that? Come on, where are you at? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was called Where No Man Has Gone Before, and that was episode number 128, May 2023. Yeah. So yeah, that was an episode we did for one of our patrons. We'd never done at the time we'd never done a Star Trek episode. So if that's something you folks would like to see, if you are a patron, you can request that as a topic. Or we may just do one for the hell of it. You don't know.
Yeah, you never
know. All right. Now our last non-Star Wars news, because I saved all the Star Wars stuff for the end. The last piece of non-Star Wars related news is, anybody want to give me a drum roll? Because this is the most important news you're going to hear all evening.
I can't do it.
That is that Bluey is coming to the cinema. The cartoon Bluey.
Oh God.
Is going to become an animated movie. It's set to be brought to the big screen for a theatrical release in 2027. Disney has acquired the global theatrical rights for Bluey. No exact release date, but we do know that it is 2027. Film is being written and directed by Joe Brum, who is the same writer and director of the series. So, if you folks are fans of Bluey, that should come as a big excitement to you. Oh, come on, Tina. You can't tell me you don't like Bluey. Man, I thought everybody was going to love that news.
Don't hate it till you don't knock it till you try it.
I like Bluey. Of course, I only watch it when my grandkids are around, but
I know who it is. How's that?
there you go. There you go. All right.
Well, technically, Bear, we have bears with lightsabers, like blue bears with lightsabers. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's the happy medium.
I don't think we're getting Star Wars
Dogs.
Bluey. I think we're just getting.
I don't think we're getting dogs with lightsabers.
Dang, Matthew. I'm not even putting that up on the screen. Dang.
We'll leave that for you people in the chat. You just
man.
You just discuss that amongst yourself.
All right. So now we've got some Star Wars news. Number one, Diego Luna has been confirmed for Star Wars Celebration Japan.
Sweet. Well, of
And
course they got to
not
promote
happy about
Andor.
that because I won't be there.
They have to promote Andor season 2, so of course he's going to be there.
Yeah. So he is going to be at Star Wars Celebration Japan. This follows the last month's announcement that fellow Rogue One alum Mads Mikkelsen will also be in Japan, as well as Alan Tudyk.
Nice.
Among others.
I can see me spending some money on some autographs and pictures this time.
Yeah.
This turn.
I can believe it.
Because
Speaking of Rogue One, yesterday was the 8th anniversary of the release of Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, JD, that you rewatched in celebration, right?
Sure.
I'm disappointed.
I'm getting like honestly, at the beginning of the year, honestly, I do my customary rewatch of all Star Wars from the beginning to the end, excluding like all the Clone Wars series and all the Rebels and the Resistance and stuff like that. I don't rewatch all of those.
Joy, you ate a mole?
What the
That's
hell?
nasty.
But yeah, I'll go through all the live action TV series, all the movies, all the way from the beginning to the end. And this year, yes, I will be including the Acolyte. So we'll be watching everything from the Acolyte all the way to the Rise of Skywalker, all the live action stuff. Like I said, we don't go through the Clone Wars. We skip Clone Wars. We skip Rebels, Resistance. I think that's it.
Joy said the chat is spicier than the mole they ate for dinner. Why'd you eat a mole? That's gross.
I think I'm guessing that's a misspelling.
Oh,
the
sauce in mole. Okay. Okay. Joy. Yeah, mole. Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, now we got.
Yeah, when that popped up, I was like, "Why would you eat a mole?" I mean, my cats would eat them. What are you doing in Mexico?
Forgive our uncultured ignorance.
do tell, Joy. What are you doing in Mexico? Maybe you need to come on our episode next week and talk with us about your Mexican adventure. That'd be fun. Oh, wait a minute. We won't be here next week.
Nope.
Oh, she's living there. Interesting. Yeah, we will definitely have
Oh,
to have a
that's awesome.
discussion about that.
That'd be awesome.
We'd have to have a discussion about that. Yeah, we're not going to be here next week, by the way. I know I've got more Star Wars news than just that.
Mhm.
Okay. So next piece of news is that the Acolyte visual guide has been revealed. And along with it, we have got the cover for the visual guide. So I'm gonna, oh man, this is, I'm gonna have to zoom out so that you can see this whole thing. Okay, so here is the cover for the Acolyte visual guide.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh, that's just sexy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
That is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. So the Acolyte visual guide. Okay, let's get you back up to 100 because I can't read that. My eyes are crappy. Okay, so the official cover has been revealed. Another visual guide done by Pablo Hidalgo, who does all those cool things.
Ooh, and
And
I just looked at the cover because I'm looking at the Amazon version of it because I'm going to go ahead and pre-order it.
okay, yep,
And
and
it actually has a forward in the front written by Amanda Steinberg.
yes, so I was going to say that. And the visual
Oh,
guide will be released on June 17th of 2025. So for you Acolyte fans out there, that is when you will get. Hey, Spencer.
there's Spencer.
So yeah, that is where you will get your visual guide.
And if you
Joy
for you,
said that she is learning Spanish, visiting ruins, and eating a lot.
excellent.
But
That
for
would
real,
be.
you need to come on the show and maybe you can come on the show for episode 200.
Hmm.
Talk to us about your Mexican adventures.
Yes,
Um,
yeah.
okay, we also have, we're done with that one. We have a Star Wars book announcement.
Hmm.
Written by, or let's say the Celebrate the Wedding of Han Solo and Princess Leia with Someone Who Loves You by Beth Revis.
Hmm.
Now, Beth Revis, that name, um, well, I don't know if it would be familiar to you or not, but she is the author that wrote Rebel Rising, which eventually maybe we'll do an episode on
Hmm.
that. But yeah, Beth Revis is writing Someone Who Loves You. And that is it is a children's book.
Hmm.
It says here, while it may strictly be a tale for its target audience, it is still a beautiful depiction of love and all its nuances with some incredible artwork to boot. Speaking of artwork, I am going to pop up gosh, dang it, how much do I got to
Freaking tight.
How much do I got to zoom out on this thing? Why do they got to make them so big? Okay. So there is the cover for Someone Who Loves You, written by Beth Revis and illustrated by Sophie, something that I can't read because the text is too small. So let me pop it back.
Jeff from Checkyard says that he liked and subscribed to the channel. Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, appreciate you. Hey, Spencer.
She also wrote Princess and the Scoundrel. And that
Nice.
novel picked up immediately after the Battle of Endor, which showed us the marriage of Han and Leia. So then I guess, I guess they're doing a smaller version of this. Oh, look at there. There's the some of the artwork from the inside that looks pretty good. Here, let me share that with you. Some pretty nice artwork.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pretty cool stuff. So if you
Mm-hmm.
are interested in that, or you have children that you want to uh, bring into the Star Wars fold, that's a good place. That place is a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Last piece of news. And this is some movie news. It has been reported that the Taika Waititi movie is being shelved and that Rogue Squadron is now in active development. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. But yeah, the article says that Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron is moving forward. Um,
I'm actually kind of excited for that.
I am,
Mm-hmm.
but there's been so much back and forth with
Right.
that movie. It's hard to believe anything they say, really.
Well, yeah, but
But so yeah,
if
Rogue
they,
Squadron will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride and move the saga into the future of the era. Patty Jenkins, of course, was the director of the two Wonder Woman movies. So we know that she has some directing chops.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, according to, I don't know this guy's name. Who is this guy? Let me see if I can. It's acting like this dude's got some credibility, but I don't even know the guy's name. Um, oh, he's an internet personality. That doesn't tell me anything. Um, I don't know where he's getting his news. This comes from comicbookmovie.com. And he does not indicate a source, but it says Lucasfilm has said Rogue Squadron is in active development. So, again, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know how official that is because it's not coming
might
from.
so basically what we're saying is take it with a grain of salt. It has been
Yeah.
in supposed development and it has been happening for quite a long time. Whether it has actually entered the active development stage of casting and the story and that kind of stuff, we don't know. So we'll just say that's probably a rumor for now.
Oh, wow. Um, Let me respond to this chat here first. Yes,
Okay.
the second, I agree. The first one was awesome. First Wonder Woman was awesome. Second was very meh, very meh.
I say I
Um,
I'd say you're being very favorable with man.
yeah. So, um,
Luckily, like the Zack Snyder Superman and Justice League movies, we can't blame people like Henry Cavill and say that they were the bad part of it. It was just a writing problem. And I think Wonder Woman 1984 is kind of the same thing. We don't blame Pedro Pascal. We don't blame Gal Gadot. We just blame the person who wrote it.
so while I said that that was our last piece of news, something just came across the news board.
Uh-oh.
Of course, this is not Star Wars related, so yeah. According to UK production news, filming on Batman Part 2 has been confirmed that it will commence in May. So, filming of Batman Part 2, yes, breaking nerd news. Breaking nerd news. Yeah, this just came across my news feed. Like, I was about to close down my news feed and that one popped up. So, yeah. May is when filming on Batman Part 2 will
What?
commence.
1 second, Steve. I'll be right back.
Okay. Nerd alert. Yeah.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
we need to get an alarm that says nerd alert, nerd alert.
Matthew says that Wonder Woman 2 was a floating turd.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's
it's
fair.
fair. It's fair.
But yeah, anyway, that's all we've got for news this week. And I can turn off that banner if it will in there.
Okay,
All righty. So where
don't
does
mind
that
me.
bring us? Oh, it is time for us to show our thingies. Now, it is show and tell
Dun,
time.
dun, dun.
Yeah, show and tell time. I don't have anything because I haven't been buying things because I'm broke and unemployed. Um, did I buy anything this week? I don't think I did. I already showed that Superman book, didn't I? That was last week.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Okay. I thought I did. All right. Well, go ahead, JD, show us your thing.
Right on. So I got a real quick entry here. For those of you who know, I
Spencer. Spencer says, I don't want to see your thingy. Wrong app.
wrong app. Damn it. Woo. Uh, anyway, so for those of you who know, I collect the Jazzwares Micro Galaxy Squadron ships and toys and things like that. And so this week I have a new one. I've already taken it out of the
Nerd.
box because there was some assembly. Well, yeah, of course, because there was some assembly. There was some assembly required to this one, so I had to take it out of the box already and get it assembled. But I will show you. It is. Oop, let me look at this real quick. Hang on. Okay, it's Ahsoka Tano's T6 shuttle.
He said, press it up against the camera so it looks bigger.
So it's Ahsoka Tano's T6 shuttle from the Ahsoka series.
That's
And
pretty cool.
you can kind of see in detail there. It's got the guns. And the cool thing about it is too, is it actually you can actually set it up like this. So it'll sit and then it has little feet at the bottom, so you can actually sit it. So it'll sit flat, no problem. But you can also, if you can figure out a way to display it like this, you can actually, it will turn like that. So you can actually go with the side profile like that,
Hmm,
which is pretty cool. Yeah.
very nice.
So, yeah. So, like that. And like I said, you have the rear gun on the back of it. Pretty good detail on it. Pretty nice. Pretty neat. And then also, like a lot of the others, if I can get it to open up. Yeah. So the cockpit will open up like that there. Just like that. And then also, along with that, I get 3 minifigures. Sabine Wren, Ahsoka Tano, and Professor Hong, and the droid
Nice.
that I get to put in the that I'll get to put in the cockpit. So that's pretty cool. And so yeah, so that's my show and tell for the week is the T6 shuttle that I get to add to my collection. So
Very
pretty cool.
cool.
Very cool. Yeah, very cool. So yeah.
All righty. Well, that's
A short show and tell this week.
so. Jeff says you guys remind me a lot of Trek Yards, but the Star Wars version. Look them up. I think you will like them. I mean, yeah, we mostly talk about Star Wars, but we do talk about a few other things. It just so happens that most of our content is Star Wars related because that's
Mm-hmm.
what.
We actually just recently, Jeff, we decided that we're going to, we used to kind of branch out just a little bit, but most of it was Star Wars, and we decided to do so again to branch out into other things and just um just kind of go in and talk about other stuff too that we are also excited about because we have a lot of patrons, we have a lot of people who subscribe and watch the show who are interested in other things as well, and we've kind of thrown it out there and asked people if they thought it would be a good idea, and they did. And so we're going to mostly stick to Star Wars, and obviously you're going to see Star Wars stuff all over the shelves and things like that. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about a little bit of everything. So
Really like your podcast. Can I share on my social media? Absolutely. Thank you.
absolutely, we'd appreciate it.
And that's a great segue. that is a great segue because now we're going to talk about social media. Where can you find us on social media? Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, you already know how to get to us on YouTube, but you can also go to this link here. And if you're listening on the audio, it is bio.link/Rebel Rock Radio. That will take you to our YouTube channel, which, by the way, while we're talking about the YouTube channel, I want to show you our update. There we go. There's where we're at right now, 231. So tell your friends about us. Get them to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can get higher up. Did you see that screenshot there?
No, I did not.
Oh, there we go.
231. Look at that. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it.
So we need to get
Thank
some
you
more,
so
get some more
much.
subscribers. So tell your friends. But that link will take you to our YouTube channel. We'll also take you to all our social media, including Facebook, Twix, Threads, Blue Sky, all that stuff. We'll take you to our Discord channel. So if once a week is not enough nonsense for you, go to our Discord channel and get nonsense on a daily basis.
We have a great Discord group. We have a lot of people. We have people that are in the Discord group that don't always get the chance to come into our live chat. They watch on the rewind a lot, but it's a great community of people, great community of nerds. There is so many different subject matters that we can talk about and things that we talk about in there, TV shows, books, comics, toys, you name it. It's all in there. And then we have the main shenanigans channel where it's just like it sounds. It's just shenanigans.
Just shenanigans.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and also on the bio link, that will take you to our merchandise site if you want to buy t-shirts, coffee mugs, stuff like that. And where else will it take you? It takes you, if you want to listen to us on audio, so like Spotify, Apple, all the different audio outlets, it will take you to those. And then, most importantly, it will take you to our Patreon channel. Why don't you talk to them about that, JD? Tell them about our Patreon.
So, well, things in the world keep going up, and StreamYard is no different. StreamYard bill has gotten ever more expensive, and for cheaper than a cup of coffee per day, you get to be a part of our Patreon. You get exclusive content. You get early access to content, and it's only $2 a month. And if you get a chance, subscribe to our Patreon. You also get the opportunity to make suggestions for some of our shows if you get a chance. And Steve is holding some of the things that you will get in a welcome pack, which is going to be some stickers, a whole slew of different kinds of stickers that we have available and things like that. And like I said, you get early access, you get exclusive access, you get red, orange, you get blue Rebel Rock Radio stickers that you can post anywhere you want to help promote the show and for your own wherever you would like to put it. So that would be awesome. And so and like I said, we only have one tier. It's $2 a month, and it basically just helps us keep the lights on and pay the bills. And be a part of our exclusive.
Tina says we need an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So here we go.
People don't want to
OnlyFans,
see.
but most people would pay us to keep our clothes on. So
I was gonna say you don't want to see pictures of those feet. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
These feet, those feet, it doesn't matter.
But in addition to the early access content and the exclusive content and the stickers and just all around being supportive of us for $2 a month, you also get your name called out on our live stream, which we're going to do now. So here's a thank you to all our current patrons: Dave Brown, Kelly and Chris Olson, Justin Hensley, Charlie Kirby, Chantel, Matthew and Steve, who are in the chat with us. Everybody, thank you for supporting us, who have been supporting us all these years, and I'm going to come back to that. So, yeah. So if you would like to have your name called out like we just called and get all that other cool stuff, just go to bio.link/Rebel Rock Radio. That'll take you to our Patreon, and you can sign up for only $2 a month.
$2 a month.
Oh, and the other thing that you can choose the topic for a future show if you are a patron.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or if you're a patron.
Yes.
Which we just did a show a couple of weeks ago that was recommended by Steve Spawn.
Mr. Steve.
Are you still in the chat room? I didn't see it.
He was still in the chat.
And I think he's still in the chat. So yeah, we did an episode that he sponsored. So if you would like to suggest a topic for a future episode, become a patron. Mm-hmm. Hey, Millennium Workshop, how's it going?
Hey, Millennium Workshop, how's it going, buddy?
Joy says that she is going to put up a trail cam at a deer park and call it Only Fawns.
I bet you would get people to watch that. I almost bet you would get people to watch that, especially if you could get bucks and does to come around. There's a lot of hunters out there that would love to look at that. And that might not be the intention, but I would imagine there'd be a lot of people that would just love to watch deer run around.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, sign up for the Patreon. And remember, if you're on our YouTube channel and you are not a subscriber, remember to subscribe and smash that like button.
Mm-hmm.
And comment. We like comments. We haven't been getting as many comments as we used to. But yeah, I would really like to get some comments so that we can engage further with our fan base.
We might even be able to do like a comments discussion section where we can answer a few of the discussion or the comments that people put in YouTube. So if you're watching this on the rewind and you have a comment that you'd like to make, please put it in there. We might be able to throw that in with some of our other chats and discussion, or some of the other topics and discussions that we do on the show.
Nope. Deer orgies.
Okay.
Yep.
It's that time of year, Tina.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. It is time for our main topic.
We finally got around to it.
We finally got there. As we always say, we get there. We always get there. It takes us a while.
Yeah.
But
eventually we make it.
What's that?
I said eventually we make it.
Eventually we make it. That's right. We do get there. All right. So episode 3 of Skeleton Crew was titled Very Interesting as an Astrogation Problem. And we had this little guy. I think if I pull up that, there's the owl. I mean, it basically was an owl.
Supposed to be an owl.
Supposed to be an owl. But as we all mentioned, and shouldn't come as no surprise to you, if you've been watching the show. But as we mentioned last week in last week's episode of Rebel Rock Radio, man, I am
Crimson Jack. If you've watched the episode,
say again.
Crimson Jack. If you've watched the episode,
yes, Jude Law was in fact the pirate from the first episode. No big surprise there.
No big surprise.
And by the way, spoiler alerts. So if you haven't watched the show and you don't want to be spoiled, time to pause. But not only that, but we got a pretty good indication that he is not a Jedi.
He pretty much all but said he wasn't a Jedi.
He pretty much said he wasn't a Jedi.
No, excuse me. Let me rephrase. He all but said that he never said or confirmed he was a Jedi. He just said sure.
Yeah, exactly. So we got more great action sequences and some more piratey adventures in here. So Well, it starts off back on what was the name of that planet? At Adam, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, where the parents are, looking for the kids, and then the security guard comes out and says that the kids went past the barrier, so that's out of their jurisdiction.
Hmm.
But then we get back to the kids and the pirate, and we find out that he was Silvo, who we later find out is actually Crimson Jack. And if
Did you
you,
did you catch that though? By the way,
yeah, if any of you have read like the old Marvel Star Wars comics, you'll know who Crimson Jack is.
well, not just that, but they said he. How did they pronounce his last name? It was Silverton or Sylvan or something like that.
Oh, what they called him in the first episode?
Yeah, no, no. They called him because he told him his name, but it wasn't his name. His name they kept calling him Silverton or something like that.
Silvo.
Silvo, yeah. So if you think about it, Crimson Jack Silvo,
Yeah.
Long John Silver.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, kind of the same thing, really. I mean, well, not the same thing, but along those same lines, and kind of the same situation with the kids and the looking for treasure and that kind of stuff.
So, but yeah, so they all start off on the space Tortuga, and and uh, and they escape, and then they got to go back and get Smee, and then they take off, and then they go find the owl Kimi. Kimi. How do they pronounce it? I don't remember.
Uh,
Me. Anyway, they go to her.
Camille?
Camille, yeah, that sounds good enough.
Yeah.
To get a map to at Adam, um, and then would turn out that she has stabbed them in the back, and she was doing all this stuff to stall for the authorities to arrive, and that's when we get the X-wing action, and that's kind of pretty much where it ends. I mean, it ends with the X-wing pilot um, talking, basically interrogating Camille, and wanting to know where they went, and she's all, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." Um, but yeah, okay. So overall thoughts of this episode. What do you think of it, JD? And
I
you in the
liked it.
chat, what do you think of this episode if you saw it?
Yeah. I liked it. It was a good episode. From the onset, from where we see the parents at Adam, all the way up to the end where she says, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you," to her revealing the map of the seven jewels of the Old Republic. We're starting to expand that, and we're actually getting mentions of the Old Republic, which was outstanding. I thought that was great.
Yeah,
Now I'm interested in what these seven jewels are, and from the point of when it started to them saying they've gone outside the barrier, we can't do a whole lot about it. We can't contact anybody on the outside. We don't want to involve them because this place, obviously, throughout the series has been kind of said that they're going to try to keep it a secret. That they're trying to keep it a secret. They're trying to keep it from anybody knowing about it. And the fact that the kids didn't even know uh the fact that the kids didn't even know that there was a galactic civil war. There was
yeah,
even a point in there when they said we didn't even know there was a galactic civil war. So
yeah. What war? Yeah,
yeah, what war? You know that wherever they came from and whatever was going on their planet was kept so out of the way and so secret that even the Empire didn't find this place. Which would explain why it's so advanced and why they have like the communities and like the suburbia thing going on, and why they have, why it looks more modern and doesn't look like it was like a leftover relic of the Civil War, of the Galactic Civil War. And it makes me, now that it's tied to the Old Republic, knowing that there were these seven jewels of the Old Republic, that all of them were destroyed except this one. it's got me interested as far as what might be on the planet, because the kids think it's boring, but all of the parents have these important jobs that's so important to them that they have to do, that their kids are kind of left by the wayside. And that kind of seemed apparent with the one kid's dad, who was constantly saying, look, I got to go to work, I can't do this, I can't do that, here's some money, pay for your lunch, here's this, do that, but I got to go to work, I'm so busy. They think it's boring, but apparently the parents, it's so intense of a job and so important to them that they didn't even have time for their kids. And now we've got this mystery of, if I told you where they were going or what information was about them, you wouldn't believe me. And something about the symbols on her bag made it even
Yeah.
more intense. It said that when she found that, it was like something in her clicked, and she went, "No way! There's no way!" Blah 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 blah. And she just went. The only reason why she actually came away from her fascination with what they had going on with the kids was the fact that she was trying to stall, and she's like, "I got to remember that I'm trying to stall them. I don't want to know what's going on, but there's something even deeper going on here." And so it's kind of the plot thickens kind of thing. So I'm kind of interested, and I'm liking the ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
ship is.
I really like that ship.
I really like that ship. And when he
Yeah.
dragged the fuel line through there and started tearing up those other ships, now they've got, not only the Republic's going to be after him, but now the other pirates are going to be after him whilst they're trying to do all this other stuff. I think it's going to get pretty intense.
Yeah. Um yeah, Jeff was saying they didn't know about Alderaan, so that was like, yeah, they've been out of the loop. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
they.
also they're kids too. So this is taking place 5 years after um Return of the Jedi ish.
hmm
Um but yeah, they're kids. They would have been really young when Alderaan exploded anyway. But by the same token, they were out in the middle of nowhere and didn't know about the galactic. So now, see what that makes me wonder is, does that mean they didn't know? Did they know the Empire existed, or were they not even aware of the Clone Wars?
They said they weren't even aware of any war. They said, what war, period. So they didn't know there was any wars, period. So they've most likely been cut off throughout all that.
That's crazy. We need to know more about this Ad-Adin.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know
It's
more about.
it's it's been cut off enough that they didn't know there was any war, period. I'm guessing they didn't, like I said, I'm guessing they didn't know there was any war. And so that means whoever set up their protection, and whatever there is on the planet that they're guarding, is something that has to do with the old Republic, and protections have been put in place for, could possibly be even before the High Republic.
I was going to say, I wonder if we're going to get any hints from High Republic era in this show.
Could. I mean, right now we're getting Old Republic, but
Yeah.
if this was a quote unquote, if this is a jewel of the Old Republic, how long has this planet actually been isolated? And for that matter, where has it been isolated? Where in the galaxy is it isolated? Are
So
we talking? Are we talking about outside of the core worlds? We're talking about, outside of, like, or outside of even hut space. I mean, like on the edge of the galaxy.
are we talking
Oh,
unknown regions
unknown regions, like type stuff. Yeah, like unknown regions type thing.
or wild space?
It could be either. I mean, either one. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't even know. We don't know at this point. We don't even know where it's located, because the kids don't know how to get back. Everybody's saying it was a myth. She even said that it was a place that they thought was gone because they destroyed the other seven or the other six. So the
Yeah.
seventh one has been lost, or they didn't know
Andrew.
where it was. And the only way they could travel through all those hyperspace lanes and all those places and not realize there was an entire planet there is if it's somewhere that people didn't frequent. And if there's pirate bases there and they went there on a short travel, there's a very good chance, depending on how long it took them to get from when they jumped outside of the barrier to the other one, and then SM-33 took them to the pirate port. Depending on how long that took them, the pirate port could exist somewhere out in wild space, or even, Hut T space, or something uh, you know, something like that. So we don't know where exactly it's located. So why, where is it located? Why was it forgotten? What was the purpose? What was the secret they're hiding that made it so they had to be protected, that they had to be cut off from the rest of the galaxy in order to make sure that they're not found.
Yeah. Well, Bear had an interesting question here. Do the parents know about the war, or are they also completely isolated? So I guess what it's getting at is, do the parents know about the war and they just aren't telling their kids? Ah, what do you think?
I think the parents know. I mean, for sure, if they're working for something that has to do with whatever the secret is, or the other thing is they could be just working for a security agency that protects the barrier, that makes sure that nobody gets to it, but they may not know exactly what they're guarding. But at
Huh.
the same time, it could be that they're worried that these kids being outside the barrier, the parents somebody, whoever whoever is in charge, may say, well, since they've been outside the barrier and they said something about us, they can't come back. There's a whole list of possibilities on that. Because if people aren't supposed to go outside the barrier and people are coming inside the barrier, now that my thing is that we know that ship crash landed there. We know that it got buried, and they either didn't know about it or they lost track of it. Somehow that thing got through the barrier, crash landed on the planet, and then they got into it and got off the planet.
Hmm. Um, maybe we'll find, like Bear says, maybe we'll find some more out about at in tonight's episode.
Mm.
So here's the thing though: is it's a little things like this that draw you more into the show. Like
Right.
the show itself, it's already got. I mean, I like scum and villainy stuff, so it's got the pirates. We don't have Hondo Anaka yet, so that's a little disappointing. But
I still think we're going to get him.
well, yeah, I mean it's still possible. It's still possible. Um, Off topic. Hey Jeff, if you are still in the chat room, can you drop in the chat the link to Trek Yards, please? But yeah, back to, so it's got the pirates. So we got a piratey show. We got Space Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a lot of excitement out of that. But then it draws you in with more lore. See, that's another thing I really like about Star Wars, and it's another one of those things that just makes you like Star Wars in general. Really,
Mm-hmm.
is the lore. There's just so
Mm-hmm.
much lore, and when they start diving more into lore that you don't know, it's like, oh, what's going on here?
Well, and the cool thing about it too is that if we start expanding on Old Republic and potentially High Republic information, and as you say, lore in the show, is there a chance that we may see more of that in live action? Which is
I
something I
wonder
was
if they're
hopeful
gonna.
for.
You think they'll tie it into Mandalorian and Grogu?
I have heard that being a possibility, but that's only a rumor. I would say if it was going to tie into something, there's a possibility that it may tie more into the James Mangold movie, maybe the Origin of the Jedi type thing, because they're talking about Old Republic, and
Oh, yeah, good point. Good point.
yeah, or they could be trying to set up like potentially Old Republic content, like say, the legends of the Old Republic. We get to hear it in here, stories that haven't been told for centuries, but now we're going to get to see maybe some of those stories in live action. Thanks to the Old Republic. Thanks to the
Yeah,
Old Republic.
man. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, because Old Republic is, stuff that we've touched on in video games. It's stuff that was obviously prominent in the EU. But as far as Disney's side of it, they haven't really touched on that yet. And it's
See,
something that people have been kind of saying, hey, there is a lot of information and a lot of things you could do with the Old Republic, like the Sith Wars and the Return of the Sith. And, if they do the James Mangold movie and it's the origins of the Jedi and the Sith type situation, like it's a trilogy or whatever,
yeah,
and then they could go, well, 10,000 years later there was the Return of the Sith and the battle between the two of them, and the series. They could go into a lot of that, which is the lore and the history of the Jedi versus the Sith, which would be outstanding because it would basically give them a card to go, we're going to tear it up with just battles and wars between Jedi and the Sith. And maybe they're going to touch on that more in this, is a possibility.
possible.
They
Yeah,
already kind of have a little bit. The seven jewels of the Old Republic. What are they? What significance do they hold? What by the end of the series, we may find out what it is that they're keeping a secret and why it has to be kept a secret. And then we'll know more later down the road about what these things, what this planet and the other planets played, the role that they played in the Old Republic, and maybe we'll get some backstories, and then eventually we'll get some actual live action versions of what it is they're talking about. It could be setting the stage for that, which is kind of something I was hoping that the Acolyte would do for the High Republic. Allow for future content in the High
yeah,
Republic. Now, whether they do that or not, whether they bypass the hate and all that kind of stuff, and they actually go forward with it, which is something I really hope they do. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
okay. So Joy's like, I'm really gonna have to watch this show.
Yes, it's actually
Yeah.
it's
So
pretty
here's
good.
the thing. Here's the thing, Joy. If you enjoyed the movie The Goonies,
Mm-hmm.
I'm being real here. You're gonna like the show
Yeah,
because if you
if you
like
liked
Star Wars, you
if
like the Goonies. There
if
you
you
go.
like the Goonies, if you like Treasure Island, if you like Peter Pan, if you liked a lot of the '80s
Yeah,
child adventure shows, you're gonna like it, because there's definitely a lot of that era nostalgia wrapped around this show. For sure.
yeah,
And literally, the guy said his name was one thing, and then later we find out his name is Crimson Jack Silver
yeah,
Toe Silvo or something like that. Which Crimson Jack Silvo, Long John Silver. Come on,
yeah.
a pirate takes a bunch of kids and starts looking for treasure. Come on, read read the classics, people. Read the classics.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd really like it. Joy. I think you'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
What's not to like? It's, no, it's a lot of fun. And it becomes even more fun, like I said, because of all this lore that you're getting that you didn't already know. Like, who knew there were planets that didn't know anything about the war? um,
That I think is the most. The fact that so you have to. If you want to drop down that rabbit hole for a minute, let's think about it for a second. If that planet was unaffected by the Civil War, that means that they were, like I said, almost guaranteed they were in a place that was untouched by the Civil War. Secondly, that's a place that even the Emperor, Darth Vader, the Rebellion, the Republic before that, during the Clone Wars era, they all didn't know about it. Or they knew about it and they were able to keep it enough of a secret, but it was information that was even kept from Palpatine. Because if Palpatine didn't know about it and Darth Vader didn't know about it, that place was so secret and so kept away that only certain individuals knew where it was and how to get there.
Yeah.
And it's not like we haven't seen that before, but it's rare because Acto Island was kept a secret until Luke was able to make a map to it, and he left that map in pieces specifically so it wasn't so easy to find. But it was if you look at the map on the thing, it was within the realm of the galaxy that was known, but it was still hard to find, and it was kept specifically away so people couldn't find it because it had such an significance to the Jedi. Now, like I said, there's a very good possibility the same thing could have happened here. But I'm guessing, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm guessing that that's not the case. I'm guessing this is in a place that's a previously untouched realm of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm guessing. And wild space or the outer rim, past the outer rim is probably one of those is where I would guess that you would probably find it. But that's just like a prediction. I'm guessing that.
Bear wants a space pirate strip club scene.
Well, we kind of almost got that.
Wait.
Yeah, we almost kind of got that.
You're right, Bear. It is wild. That's what I'm saying. It's like we're in a part of the galaxy that's never been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know nothing about it, but
yeah.
Hopefully we'll find out some more.
I'm sure once we figure out what the planet's significance is, and then we figure out what it is that they're containing, or what it is that's special about it, or whatever it is they're protecting, that will give us a better clue as to probably where you would find it, and why it's been protected for so long, but the reason it was needed to be hidden, and how it escaped the attention of the Republic, the Galactic Empire, and maybe impossibly even the New Republic. Maybe the New Republic might know about it, but we're not sure how much they're aware of this place.
Right.
But everybody knows it's a place of legend because the pirates even mentioned that Ad-Atten didn't exist. And when they said something to the owl, and I can't remember her name, but the owl, I like calling her the owl. She's kind of cool. I actually like that character. I will get into that in a second, but I like that character.
Yeah.
But the fact that when she discovered the symbols and she followed the clues and everything about it, it was so unbelievable to her, somebody who was like an expert in astrogation. It was such a surprise to her that it existed that even she was like, "Whoa, you're never going to believe this. You're never going to believe what's actually going on." Which is, I mean, like I said, it invests me further in the show because I'm really interested in how it ties into the Old Republic.
Yeah, definitely. So back to the episode specific. Was there any highlight, anything that like jumped out at you that you really enjoyed or really didn't like?
The only thing, and it's not that I didn't like it, it's just that it gave me that Treasure Island kind of vibe, was the fact that he was able to convince the kids to go with him, even though they knew he lied, even though they knew that he from the onset had not been telling the truth. He'd even lied. Basically, he lied about being a Jedi.
Right.
And then on top of it, he talks them into using a cannon to shoot at X-wings. Now they don't know the difference. Obviously, they don't know who is who. They don't know who to trust. They don't know anything about it, because if they haven't been a part of the Republic, the Clone Wars, the Galactic War, the Civil War, I mean, it doesn't really matter. They don't know friend from foe. All they know is that they've been following this guy, and he's been doing everything he can to manipulate them. But he actually talks them into using cannons to fire at X-wings, and and like I said, I really can't say it was my least favorite part or anything like that. I enjoyed the whole thing. The whole thing was fun. It was good. It was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. Everything from tearing up the spaceport to the owl. I really enjoyed the owl character. The owl character was pretty awesome. Kind of gave me a cross between a Maz Kanata and Yoda type of character, but an expert in like telemetry and astrogation and knowing where planet and having detailed files on where everything was. And the character itself kind of gave me one of those, and I hate to say it, I hate to sound like a broken record on it, but it gave me one of those like almost 80s fantasy movie vibes.
Yeah.
That the way she could fly and it just everything about her is kind of a unique character that we really haven't seen in the Star Wars universe yet, and I kind of really got a really good definitely a overwhelming fantasy vibe about it.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say I think my favorite part of the episode was the owl.
Yeah.
I want to learn more about her. I mean, clearly I liked her because I used her as the thumbnail. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
was really interesting, and a lot of
And
what you said, for reasons, a lot of what you said
mm-hmm.
is just a really interesting character, and kind of gave me, I don't know why, but kind of gave me a little bit of a Maz Kanata vibe.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Um,
the other vibe it gave me, and it was
I,
kind of go ahead. Go ahead. I'll
I
tell
was
you in a
I was
second. Go
gonna
ahead.
say it might be what I'm thinking, but it kind of gave me a vibe, slightly, of oh man, and now I can't think of her name. Um, give me a second. God, I'm gonna have to look in the freaking Sid from Bad Batch.
Oh, yeah.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Not as
Actually,
much as the Maz Kanata vibe.
no, actually, you know who she gave me a bigger vibe of, and it's not Star Wars related.
Okay.
Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, kind of gave me a little bit of the Rocket Raccoon vibe. Like she was a creature that they modified and gave intelligence to, and that kind of stuff. Kind of the same kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Um,
Choose
man,
your own adventure from when I was a kid.
I mean, it was cool to see the X Wings again, but
Mhm.
um,
I
I'm
I
trying.
don't. I'll tell you something that kind of makes me like shows like this. Is it obviously you're a Sith fan, I'm a Jedi fan. We all like that kind of stuff, and we want to see that kind of thing. Yeah, Joy. Yeah, I like Rocket. I like Rocket
Yeah,
Raccoon.
no,
He's cool,
yeah.
and
If,
it
we, if
kind
we're if we're talking Sith Jedi, both of us are clearly on the opposite sides.
well,
Uh,
and but
but if
but
we're
what I'm
talking
saying is
Star Wars in general, I got to go with the scum.
right, and we want to hear those stories of the quote unquote popular characters or popular demographics for the Star Wars universe. But the great thing about shows like this that I think is cool is that they're lore expanding, and we get to see things from not just the dogmatic view of the Jedi or the hateful view of the Sith. We actually get to see stuff outside of those demographics, and we get to see more lore. We get to see a more regular individuals, quote unquote,
Yeah,
regular individuals in these universes interact with the universe, and it kind of puts it in for like young kids watching this show. They're going, look, that's somebody like me, but they're in the Star Wars universe and they're learning about lore and they're learning about stuff. And their parents can go, yeah, that character is based, and like I said last show, that character is based on this old book here, and this character is made, Smee is based on this character here, and blah blah
yeah,
blah. And the kids go, oh, that's cool. What character? What books are those, or what movies are those? and then they get to go back and the parents get to say, "Oh, look, nostalgia of what I grew up with," and so it kind of plays a bunch of different roles. But it's cool that they're bringing that into it, and I personally I'm liking, I'm digging the show. I'm ready to see more. Yeah. So, and like I said, I'm really kind of hoping that they bring in the now that they're going through the old Republic kind of what do I want to say? The old Republic lineage and history
Yeah.
that we'll get to see more of that and step into the old Republic a little bit. I hope that's something that they're planning on doing with something like this is saying we're going to step into it. And we're giving you kind of a taste of it with with this show.
Yeah. Um, I'm also hoping that we really get that. I'm really hoping that we get more into origins, for the lack of a better term, of this the Onyx Cinder. Uh,
Yeah,
like, how did it get there?
yeah,
Whose ship is that? you know.
yeah, yeah. And obviously, I mean, obviously with SM-33 there, it's a pirate ship of some sort
See,
because
Bear hit the nail on the head. The characters are more relatable.
and the nostalgia references are strong with the show so far. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nostalgia, not only from Star Wars, from the very first episode, from the very first act, but all the way up to nostalgia from the 80s and 90s kids, from all the TV shows that we saw back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh man.
The good news for me, I think, is that and again, I'm not an Acolyte hater. I like the Acolyte. It was a good show. It did have its problems. It did have its issues, and it's
Sure.
something that we've discussed before. So if you folks want to see our issues or some of the things that we've discussed about it before, go back and watch some of our previous episodes about the Acolyte. But like the Acolyte, they're trying to step into new ideas and new areas, and I want to see these shows work out. And I hope that happens with this too, because I really don't want to see them have another show that doesn't. Uh, I I hate to call it anything. I hate to call it a failure or something that people just didn't. Something that wasn't received as well as I think it should have been, or didn't receive the fair criticism that it should have. And just to kind of step into that for just a second, and just a small little something that I saw online the other day, and this is just kind of a little FYI, something that you folks can kind of look at yourselves and kind of research a little bit. But a statistic that I saw the other day is that when the show initially came out for Skeleton Crew, there were actually, I think they said just over 500 reviews for the show, and quite a few of them were positive. And before the first episode of The Acolyte showed up, the reviews were in the tens of thousands, and most of them were negative. I'll let you interpret that how you want. I've constantly accused people of review bombing the show because they didn't like certain aspects of who was behind the scenes and things like that. But I think it's a very telling I think it's a very telling thing when you see 500 plus reviews about a show people aren't necessarily worried about, and but a show like The Acolyte, because of certain aspects or certain things that were going on in the show that people didn't agree with, and I'll let you go on that rabbit hole on your own. I think it's very telling about the two of them. I think it's very telling about the comparison between the two of them as far as subject matter or what's going on with it, behind the scenes information, things like that. Because we didn't really know what to expect with Acolyte, and we didn't know what to
Yeah.
expect with Skeleton Crew. But Skeleton Crew seems like it's being received a lot better now. As far as viewership is concerned, I really haven't looked it up lately. Um, but it seems like that it, Acolyte got a lot of unfair hate, in my opinion. And like I said, it had more to do with, I think it had more to do with who is involved and what some people consider to be questionable topics in the show. And so, yeah,
Yeah, Matt says 11 minutes till the episode drops.
Uh,
I thought it would have already dropped by now.
no, it drops at 8 o'clock our time. So literally, as soon as the show's over with, people get to go watch Skeleton Crew.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, let's give them a few minutes then. You got any final thoughts about episode 3?
Just that I'm looking forward to the next episode to see more of the adventures of the kids and where things go from here. You know, where are they off to next? Now they're on the run from not only the pirates but also the Republic. And yeah, I mean, if I was the parents, I'd be very worried about what's going on with the kids too. And I'm excited to see if they step into more of the lore and to see where it goes from here. So yeah, I'm excited for the next episode. I hope everybody else is too. How about you,
Yep.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm more interested in more lore. I want to know what's going on with this planet. And you know, and I mean, overall, really, I want more pirate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Megan. Yeah, we're almost done. Good to have you on the show in the chat room. Yeah, we
Fashionably
just finished talking about episode 3 of the
Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew, and we're kind of about to give our final thoughts here.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, as I mentioned earlier, we will not be here. In fact, we won't be here for next 2 weeks, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Our next episode will not be until January 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are going to be
That
off
gives you
we're going to be off for
that,
Christmas, the week of Christmas, and the week of New Year's, and we'll be back on January 7th to talk about 3 episodes. So we'll be talking about 4,
yes.
5, and 6.
Yes. We'll probably have quite a bit to discuss by that time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you folks can enjoy your Christmas and not have to worry about us being on time for us. We hope you will join us on January 7th, 3 weeks from now. And don't forget about us. But in the meantime, you know, I'm sure from Steve and myself, I hope everybody has a safe and Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy your loved ones. And yeah, we hope to see you back here on January 7th.
Yeah. So we will see you on January 7th. Have
Yeah.
a great holiday, and we'll see you in January. Peace. May the force be with you.